say about the end of the world. You know, and there were some end of the world scenarios that I was not familiar with before. And there were some, prophecies of the end of the world that I was familiar with, but I didn't know the full details behind them, such as the Viking end of the world, Ragnarok. And basically, it was, they were talking about the earth, it was going to be a winter forever. That was going to be the end. There's going to be a period where the temperature dropped, and it was going to be winter for 3 years, and then everything, all crops would die, and animals would die, and then people would start to die, and it'd be winter forever. That is what the Vikings were worried about or feared for the end of the world. Ragnarok, just a frozen state. In other words, another ice age. Now, obviously, this planet has seen a number, at least 3 ice ages in its history. That's what we know so far. So, therefore, we realize that this planet has a very dynamic, diverse, and extreme climate system. That it can swing, from being extremely warm, because it has been warmer in the past than it is now. So it can go from extremely warm to extremely cold, because it's also been colder, obviously, with having 3 ice ages than it is now. So this whole notion that I can't believe I keep having to pound on this, because I want you to understand, and I want you to start telling and pushing your leaders out there, especially those who are trying to run for president or think they're running for president, to stop obfuscating in trying to, wag the dog on other issues here. Because global warming is a red herring. I don't care if you think it exists or not. It's not something that's really important, especially seeing how you see some of these some of the scientific data from these people that do believe in global warming or tell you that global warming is real. And they tell you that even if we stop polluting, not another drop of pollution, not another molecule of gas gets spit into the air, not another ounce of fossil fuel is ever burned again. Starting right now, today. That if we stop polluting 100% today, that it will not change the course of our climate for the next 100 years. It's not going to happen. Say, if the planet's going to warm up, and even if we do stop all the pollution, then it's gonna not matter for 100 years. No, in 100 years from now, it's still going to be whatever temperature that they said it was going to be. So if that's the case, then that kind of tells me that, we're not really into it. It's not really us then. Now, is it? I don't think so. I mean, it is kind of weird that this would happen now. I don't know why we're getting all of these, supposed conservatives running around. I mean, even the last time around, Mitt Romney was acknowledging that there was global. Look, there is no global warming. This is all about big government, folks. Plain and simple. Even you have these rhinos that are out there that like big government. They do. They like it. They want to keep it. If you have to have over-regulation, then over-regulation means you have to have a bigger department that deals with that particular regulation. You have to have more people. You have to have more legal personnel that will enforce that regulation. So this is all about bigger government. It's about nothing else. I don't care if it is, Mr. Christie out there. Oh, Chris Christie, he's okay guy. He's a Republican. I'd vote for him. Yeah, I can see that. Especially over Hillary Clinton. Yeah, I'd vote for Chris Christie over Hillary Clinton any day. Absolutely. But would he be a good nominee for the Republicans, for the Republican Party and the conservatives? I don't think so. I do not think so. Because he's too much of a rhino. Republican in name only. For those of you who want to know what that is. Why does everybody keep saying rhino, Rod? I mean, rhino is R-H-I-N-O. No, rhino, R-I-N-O, no H. Republican in name only. In other words, there's a bunch of wannabes out there, liberal Republicans, if you will. A bunch of liberal Republicans. And they don't have a love for smaller government. Not at all. So don't even think that they might, because they don't. And they're not going to change their whims or their beliefs or trade in their power to save your freedom. That's not what they're all about. Now I know that there are a lot of people out there that like Chris Christie, and there are some things that Chris Christie has. There are some things that Chris Christie has that, or believes in that are not Republican, that are not conservative leaning. There are quite a few things that Chris Christie believes in that are not conservative leaning. Plain and simple. So is he the gentleman that I would be? Now, I know there are probably some Chris Christie advocates out there who are following the sound of my voice, and they're thinking, well, Rod Christie, he's got it going on. He could do it. And like, no, not going to buy it. I'm sorry, can't deal with. He's not my first choice. He's not my second choice. I'd probably choose him over Jeb Bush, but other than that, no. I believe him more to be a rhino than a Republican, a true Republican, for a number of different reasons. And this whole thing on global warming being caused by man is just one of those things. Plain and simple. And so I know he was here. I did not see him in person over there in Keene, but why not have him in Keene with Keene State College and everything? There you go. So Christie was over there giving a speech over in New Hampshire, Keene, New Hampshire, because, it's one of those places where people go, where the news goes to during the primary and see what people are voting on and what people have said and things like that for primary votes to see if they can predict who the winner is or who New Hampshire is going to go for. Somebody brought something up to me earlier today. Switching subjects for a little bit here. Somebody brought something up to me today about gays, and they were combining it with the Draw Muhammad cartoon contest by Miss Geller down in Texas. I'm thinking, okay, well, what you got? What you got for me? Because people, they tell me all kinds of stuff. So I'm just like, okay, what you got? What you got? You got to tell me something here. Wasting my time already. I'm looking at my watch and I don't even have a watch on. Got to tell me something. Got to give me something, man. Give it up. Give it up. So after he finally quit laughing, he said, I have this idea. He said, what liberals don't understand, because, everybody's all out there trying to stand against Geller for having this anti-Muslim cartoon contest. He said, no, What if we looked at it this way? In Christian business owners should pay attention to this then, because he says, Christian business owners are being targeted left and right when they don't want to serve gays for anything. So he's like, well, what if we did this? Seeing how the left doesn't think that we should be mocking the Prophet Muhammad in caricature or in cartoons because it offends Islamists. So now, wouldn't it be logical to not want to, if you didn't want to offend Muslims over drawing the picture of Muhammad, then why would you do anything else or allow anything else that might offend your sense of religion? And I said, now that's a thought, but where are you going with this? It's like, well, what if a Christian business owner says that they can't support a gay wedding simply because by doing so, that's going to upset and insult Islamists? And I thought for a second there, and I'm thinking, oh, he might be onto something here. Yeah, believe it or not, I do not come up with every single brilliant idea out there. Other people do have brilliant ideas. I have to admit, I don't come up with them. Every single brilliant idea on this program, I didn't come up with them all. I know it's a shock to you, but I have to be honest about it. So I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, that's got some merit to it. So what if a Christian baker decided next time, well, I'm not going to bake a cake for your gay wedding, because if I do, it would offend and insult Muslims. Now, since we already know that you're not supposed to offend a Muslim now, it's okay, because that would be fine. If you don't, it's okay if you do not offend gays, right, or Muslims. You're not supposed to offend them at all. Obviously, that's what the left is telling us. It's okay to offend the Christian, but not the Muslim and not the gay people. Okay, so what happens if the gay people offend the Muslims? I'm just asking a question. What happens if... Now, understand that Muslims, real, true, radical Islamists, they say that our very existence of the infidel offends them. So, is it not true that gays are also infidels? Yeah, they are, according to Muhammad, which means, you don't get to... How can you... well, then you don't have to support the gays then, because it's going to affect and offend Muslims, plain and simple. It's a beautiful thing. Christians should have thought of that before. This guy came up with a beautiful, comeback to all the stuff that's going on out there against us, against Christians. No, just all you got to do, and this could apply to just about anything, because indeed there's a lot of stuff out there that evidently offends Muslims. So basically, all you have to do is just say, look, I am a true Christian business owner. However, I cannot support your particular festivities or version of happiness, whatever it may be. And it isn't due to the fact that I personally do or do not support your such said activity of yours. No. I'm selfless in that manner. Because, you see, I don't want to be the one that causes another shootout somewhere. I cannot support you because I don't want to offend Muslims. And I don't want them coming here shooting up your party simply because I did something or said something on your cake that would offend them. So I don't want to offend Muslims, Plain and simple. Yeah, I think that's beautiful. That would work.